Man, the worst thing ever is spending money on something that isn't worth it, and that applies to everything in life, games included. I've paid full price for so many PS5 games that turned out to be trash, even though critics were giving them 9s and 10s. So I decided to make your life easier. If you love the PS5 and open world games, I've put together 18 titles that are truly worth every penny you invest. And just to be clear, this list only includes native PS5 games. I won't add PS4 games that just got an upgrade. No more wasting time, let's get to the list.
Kicking off this list of essential buys is a game that is a phenomenal investment in pure environmental immersion, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. If you want a game that validates the PS5's graphical power, this is it. The core value here is the unmatched fidelity of the world. Pandora is massive, dense, and rendered with incredible lighting and particle effects, thanks to the Snowdrop engine. Every plant, every creature, and every massive home tree feels tactile and real, making exploration a core mechanic that is always rewarding. The gameplay loop is driven by the RDA resistance and hunting system. You're constantly scavenging materials, crafting better gear, and utilizing your Na'vi skills in Banshee traversal to fight back against the human invaders. That feeling of gliding high above the jungle on your Ikron is priceless. My personal experience, just spending hours tracking down a rare animal for a specific crafting component. The entire game is built around that satisfying hunter-gatherer progression. Frontiers of Pandora is a phenomenal investment in visual spectacle and a unique, vibrant open-world sandbox. 2. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. Next up, we have a game that is an essential investment in classic RPG longevity, completely rebuilt for the PS5. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a new opportunity to experience a legendary sandbox RPG with modern technical polish. The core value is the sheer density of content and narrative freedom. Oblivion is famed for its insane side quests, the Dark Brotherhood, the Thieves Guild, which are arguably better than the main story. This remastered delivers that epic role-playing depth with new visual fidelity. The addiction loop is the classic Bethesda formula. You leave the Imperial City for one quest and end up spending 40 hours exploring an obscure Aelid ruin or chasing a random Daedric artifact. The systemic depth of leveling up your skills and specializing your class is what consumes time. I remember spending hours just breaking the game with weird custom spells. The remaster's promise of DualSense integration and 4K performance means the chaotic joy of Cyrodiil will be better than ever. Oblivion Remastered is a huge investment in player-driven narrative and massive replay value. 3. Ghost of Yotei. Let's talk about a game that is an essential investment in artistic vision, atmosphere, and a more focused open-world design. Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch set the bar incredibly high with Tsushima, and this sequel has refined the formula exclusively for the PS5. The core value here is the unparalleled visual style and immersion. Feudal Japan has been recreated in a massive and breathtaking way, taking full advantage of the PS5's power to deliver impressive draw distances, dynamic weather, and hyper-detailed wind and particle physics. Riding through a bamboo forest is a visual spectacle. The combat system is where the addiction loop kicks in. The stance parry system makes every encounter feel like a high-stakes cinematic duel. Mastering the flow of battle and using ghost abilities provides a continuous skill-based reward that keeps you playing. The game focuses on organic exploration, using the guiding wind system to reward curiosity instead of simply marking points on the map. Ghost of Yotei is an essential investment for anyone who values strong narrative, refined melee combat, and an open world that is simply stunning to exist in. 4. Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Rounding out the first block, we have the game that is the definitive investment in pure, kinetic, superhero power fantasy, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Insomniac took an already great formula and perfected the open-world traversal for the PS5. The core value is the unparalleled feeling of movement. Combining the web swinging with the new web wings creates the most fluid, fastest, and most exhilarating way to cross a massive city in gaming. That seamless speed and flow is worth the full price alone. The combat system is an instant hook, seamlessly switching between Peter Parker and Miles Morales, utilizing different web abilities and the new symbiote powers provides a brilliant mechanical sandbox. The DualSense haptics make every web shot and punch feel physical. My personal experience, just spending hours challenging myself to traverse the entire map without touching the ground. Spider-Man 2 is an essential investment because it leverages the PS5's SSD and performance to deliver an unmatched kinetic experience that is constantly satisfying and visually spectacular.
5. Forza Horizon 5. Moving on, we have a game that is a phenomenal investment in sheer mechanical fun and graphical beauty, Forza Horizon 5. And yes, I know, it's a massive release, but having it natively on the PS5 means we get the best version of this open-world racer. The core value is the unrivaled fidelity and physics simulation. The Mexican open world is huge, gorgeous, and packed with biomes. The performance mode delivers silky smooth 60 frames per second with dynamic 4K resolution, which is essential for a high-speed racing game. That technical polish makes it worth every penny. The gameplay loop is pure addiction. You're constantly finding new barn finds, unlocking expedition challenges, and customizing your insane collection of over 800 cars. The Horizon Arcade and Event Lab system offer endless player-created content, guaranteeing huge longevity. My personal obsession is the DualSense integration. Feeling the subtle differences in haptic feedback between driving on asphalt, gravel, and dirt, and the resistance in the adaptive triggers for the accelerator and brake. That tactile immersion is incredible. Forza Horizon 5 is the definitive open-world racing experience and a must-buy.
Next up is a game that is a deep, brutal investment in atmospheric survival and freedom of choice. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2: Heart of Chornobyl. This is an FPS that demands respect, and the PS5 version is set to deliver the most technically advanced vision of the zone yet. The core value is the unrelenting systemic survival. The massive Chernobyl exclusion zone is rendered with stunning detail using Unreal Engine 5. You're constantly battling radiation, hunger, and unique anomalies. The ballistic combat is hardcore and realistic, making every engagement high stakes. The narrative hook is the non-linear branching storyline. Your choices directly impact the world and the fate of the factions, promoting massive replay value. The DualSense haptics will be crucial here, making every gunshot and subtle environmental warning feel personal. I am personally obsessed with the exploration loop. The sheer danger and the reward of finding a rare artifact or a hidden piece of lore in that desolate landscape is addictive. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is a phenomenal investment in immersive freedom and a challenging, unforgettable open-world FPS experience.
7. Dragon's Dogma 2. Let's talk about a game that is an essential investment in emergent gameplay and best-in-class action RPG combat, Dragon's Dogma 2. Capcom created an unconventional, dangerous open world that constantly rewards player agency. The core value is the unparalleled freedom of gameplay. The open world is vast and often hostile with minimal handholding. This forces you to rely on your pawn companion system and your own wits. That commitment to organic discovery is priceless. The combat system is the ultimate hook. The vocation system offers insane build variety, and the ability to climb massive foes like griffins and cyclops adds phenomenal tactical verticality. The feel of combat, the physics, and the sheer spectacle of the battles are top tier. My personal experience? The constant random encounters, like suddenly getting ambushed by a massive chimera while traveling at night, make the world feel alive. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a must-buy because it's a deep, challenging, and endlessly rewarding open-world sandbox that delivers pure, satisfying skill-based combat. Eight, Rise of the Ronin. Rounding out this block, we have a game that is an essential investment in historical combat and open-world style, Rise of the Ronin. Team Ninja delivered a massive, gorgeous world set during the tumultuous Bakumatsu era of Japan. The core value is the unmatched depth of the melee combat system. It's fast, fluid, and complex, relying heavily on parry counter mechanics, key pulse, and an array of historical weapons. Mastering the different combat styles and changing them mid-fight is the addictive skill ceiling. The traversal mechanics are the fun part of the open world. Using the glider, grappling hook, and horseback riding makes navigating the massive cities and countryside incredibly fluid. The DualSense integration makes every katana clash and glider dive feel tactile and powerful. I personally loved the branching narrative where you choose your allegiance and impact the historical outcome. Rise of the Ronin is a must-buy because it's a phenomenal investment in high-performance action, historical immersion, and a dense, rewarding open-world RPG. Nine, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Moving on, let's talk about a game that is the definition of a massive investment in both nostalgia and modern design, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is not just a game, it's a colossal open-world RPG that delivers insane value. The core value is the sheer density and scale of the world outside of Midgar. Square Enix built these massive, beautiful regions, packed with side content, mini-games, and hidden secrets. The completionist value alone guarantees over 100 hours of gameplay. The combat system is the addiction loop. It's a brilliant action ATB hybrid that focuses on mastering synergy abilities with your party members. The depth of the materia and skill system means you are constantly tweaking, testing, and perfecting your build. I personally spent entire days lost in the gold saucer minigames and doing those weird Chadley combat simulations. The PS5 performance is flawless, making the huge world stream beautifully with fast loads. FF7 Rebirth is a mandatory buy for its narrative payoff, mechanical depth, and the incredible volume of quality content. 10, Where Winds Meet. Next up is a game that is a massive investment in unprecedented martial arts freedom and a beautiful historical setting, Where Winds Meet. This is an open-world title from China that is said to redefine the wuxia genre. The core value is the high-fidelity verticality and traversal. The promise is a massive dynamic historical China that you can explore entirely using parkour, climbing, and wuxia abilities, even running on water. That seamless kinetic movement is the biggest technical hook. The combat system is what we're obsessed with. It's a lightning-fast, skill-based melee system with unmatched fluidity, allowing for complex chains, weapon switching, and environmental interaction. The mechanical depth of the various martial arts styles is set to be huge. I'm personally excited for the social and profession systems. The ability to take on different roles, from a ferryman to a bodyguard, adds amazing role-playing value to the sandbox. Where Winds Meet is a phenomenal investment for its visual ambition, unique traversal, and promise of a massive, detailed open-world action RPG. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Let's talk about the ultimate investment in artistic vision, atmosphere, and complex logistical mechanics, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Hideo Kojima's sequels always deliver overwhelming production value and technical brilliance on the PS5. The core value here is the unmatched visual fidelity and unique gameplay loop. This isn't just delivering packages, it's a sophisticated traversal puzzle and physics simulator set in a gorgeous, haunting world. The game is worth the price for its visual and narrative innovation alone. The addiction comes from the infrastructural loop. You spend hours farming resources and building roads, zip lines, and bridges, knowing that your efforts help thousands of other players. This asynchronous multiplayer mechanic creates massive longevity and community value. I personally love the DualSense integration. Feeling the weight of Sam's gear shift and the texture of the terrain through the haptics pulls you deep into the immersion. Death Stranding 2 is an essential investment for its narrative depth, technical excellence, and its utterly unique systemic design.
12. Dying Light the Beast. Rounding out this block, we have a game that is an essential investment in kinetic survival horror and freedom of movement. Dying Light the Beast. The sequel refines the already brilliant parkour and zombie combat for the PS5. The core value is the unparalleled fluidity of first-person parkour. You are constantly chaining jumps, slides, and grabs, making traversal through the massive, detailed open world an addiction in itself. This kinetic loop is why you can spend hours just running around. The combat system is brutal, visceral, and satisfying thanks to the enhanced dismemberment system. You're always crafting new, ridiculous melee weapons to manage the varied zombie threats. But the real hook is the day-night cycle. The massive shift in difficulty and threat instantly raises the stakes. My personal experience, the rush of barely making it to a safe house before the volatiles hunt you down is peak adrenaline. Dying Light the Beast is a phenomenal investment because it delivers a massive, beautiful, and deeply satisfying first-person sandbox built around movement and high-stakes survival.
Number 13, Monster Hunter Wilds. Opening the final section, we have a game that is a massive investment in long-term mastery and cooperative fun, Monster Hunter Wilds. This title is the greatest evolution of the franchise so far, built from the ground up for the PS5. The core value is the fully seamless open world and dynamic ecosystem. Unlike previous games, the entire world is now one gigantic map, and the monsters dynamically react to the environment and the weather. This systemic complexity makes every hunt feel unique, offering practically endless content. The addictive loop is the famous Monster Hunter cycle. Hunt monster, gather materials, craft better gear, hunt bigger monster. The mechanical depth of the weapons and the huge variety of gear combinations guarantee thousands of hours of gameplay. Personally, I love the new mount system for chasing down a colossal monster across the ever-shifting desert. Monster Hunter Wilds is an essential investment thanks to its unmatched replayability, cooperative depth, and high-fidelity ecosystem simulation. (14) Assassin's Creed Shadows. Next up, we have a game that is an essential investment in historical immersion and dual gameplay styles, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know a lot of people hated it, criticized it, said it strayed too far from the classic Assassin's Creed essence. But even so, it's still a great open-world investment for the PS5. The core value is the dual protagonist system. You have two completely different playstyles. Naoe, the agile shinobi focused on pure stealth and classic Assassin's Creed mechanics, and Yasuke, the powerful samurai centered on heavy, open combat and brute force. This provides massive replay value and mechanical variety. The open world is stunning, taking full advantage of the PS5's SSD and graphical power to render a beautiful and dynamic feudal Japan with seasonal changes and unique light and shadow mechanics, essential for stealth. I personally really enjoyed the base building and recruitment system, allowing you to create your own shinobi headquarters. Shadows is a phenomenal investment because it delivers a massive, detailed historical sandbox that finally offers players two distinct, high-quality action RPG experiences. (15) Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Let's talk about a game that is an essential investment in uncompromising realism and narrative depth. Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. This is the definitive medieval simulation RPG, and its value is measured in its profound commitment to history. The core value is the systemic depth and historical fidelity. You start as Henry, a nobody, and every action, from learning to read to mastering the complex HEMA-based combat system, is hard-earned. This focus on skill-based progression makes every success immensely rewarding. The open world is a massive, historically accurate recreation of 15th century Bohemia, packed with political intrigue and side quests that have real, lasting consequences. The game's commitment to no hand-holding is its strength, guaranteeing hundreds of hours of deep, challenging role-playing. I personally love the reputation and morality system. Being dirty, eating stolen food, or failing to pay your dues genuinely changes NPC interactions. Deliverance 2 is a must-buy because it's a brilliant, high-value immersive RPG that treats you like an adult and respects your time investment. 16. Atomfall. Next up, we have a game that is an essential investment in unique atmosphere and tense survival, Atomfall. Set in an alternate history 1960s British quarantine zone, this is an open-world shooter that focuses on dread and discovery. The core value is the blend of folk horror, sci-fi mystery, and survival FPS. You're constantly battling hostile mutated creatures and the oppressive state, forcing you into a constant loop of resource management and high-stakes scavenging. The atmosphere is incredibly thick. The open world is a massive, unique British landscape, leveraging the PS5's power to deliver stunning lighting and environmental horror. Uncovering the political and scientific conspiracy through environmental storytelling is the massive narrative hook. I'm personally captivated by the aesthetic of 1960s decay mixed with nuclear terror. Atomfall is a must-buy because it promises a deeply atmospheric, challenging, and systemically complex survival game that offers a fresh take on the post-apocalypse.
"17. Borderlands 4. Let's talk about a game that is an essential investment in co-op fun, chaos, and sheer loot density. Borderlands 4. The core formula is perfected here. Looter-shooter gameplay mixed with massive RPG build variety. The core value is the astronomical scale of loot. The promise of billions of guns and unique legendary gear drives the addiction loop. You're constantly chasing the next chaotic weapon that completely changes your class and playstyle. The co-op experience is unmatched in the open world genre. The PS5 performance is key. Running at 60 FPS with dynamic 4K resolution is essential for the chaotic action. The ability to play 4-player split screen on the PS5 makes this an incredible social investment. I personally lose weeks just grinding the Mayhem system for better class mods and loot rolls. Borderlands 4 is a must-buy because it's a guaranteed source of high-value, highly replayable chaos and satisfying build experimentation.
18. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. And finally, we close out this ultimate list with a game that became an essential investment in narrative immersion and technical mastery, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. We're counting this because the expansion is the final, definitive PS5 native experience. The core value is the unmatched narrative quality and density of the new Dogtown district. The story, featuring Idris Elba, is one of the best pieces of sci-fi spy thriller content in gaming, providing an incredible emotional return. The PS5 performance is the reason it's worth it. The technical overhaul ensures a beautiful, stable, high-performance experience in the massive, neon-drenched Night City. The 2.0 mechanics, the refined perk system, and police AI make the open world feel alive and reactive. I personally spent hours just exploring the densely packed, crime-ridden streets of Dogtown and seeing how my refined Netrunner build handled the new threats. Phantom Liberty is a must-buy because it's the final, polished vision of a stunning RPG sandbox that delivers high-stakes immersion and unmatched atmosphere. Bonus game, Days Gone Remastered. Alright guys, before we wrap this up, I have a bonus game that I absolutely have to talk about. It's an investment that just keeps getting better. Days Gone Remastered. Now, I know the original was a PS4 title, but this remaster on the PS5 is the definitive way to play, and it's 100% worth your money all over again. The core value here is the performance boost. The game runs at a rock-solid 60 FPS with gorgeous 4K fidelity, which is essential for a fast-paced, open-world action game. It completely transforms the bike traversal and the intense combat flow. The real addiction, the reason this game is a bonus must-buy, is the Freaker Horde mechanic. The PS5's power makes those massive swarms of 500+ enemies feel even more terrifying and fluid. The DualSense haptics enhance the feeling of Deacon St. John's bike engine and every shotgun blast. It's a massive, beautiful world packed with a deep emotional story, and the remastered performance finally does justice to the systemic survival mechanics. If you missed it the first time, or if you want the ultimate high-performance survival horror experience, Days Gone Remastered is a phenomenal bonus investment.
So there you have it, folks. 18 best open-world PS5 games that are worth every penny. From the massive survival scope of Monster Hunter Wilds and Stalker 2 to the pure fidelity of Spider-Man 2 and FF7 Rebirth, these are the titles that deliver true value. Which game on this list do you think is the best investment? And what native PS5 open world did I miss? Let me know in the comments below.